Friday, July 2, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to today's edition of Prime News on my Major Prime. My name is Genda Belgian Blanche King. We begin today's edition of the news from the northwest region of the country, where politicians, stakeholders, government officials, and sympathizers are already in the northwest region ahead of the official funeral of late Prime Minister Simon Chidiacho, which will take place through tomorrow, Saturday, July 3, 2021. He has been described by many as an illustrious elite, a political combatant, and an icon. Let's listen to Charles Kebwa in the following report.
The Northwest region ahead of tomorrow's state burial of its illustrious son and elite political combatant, Senator Simon Chidiacho, a political icon. The region is mobilized to welcome the fallen hero and pay him last homage.
Preparing the come and agency to receive the mortal remains of right Prime Minister Chidiacho, who passed on to eternal glory a month ago. We know Chidiacho was a statesman who saved his country with commitment, with all his might, all his power, and all his being.
We did prepare, most of we did prepare, and some of we prepare, but we'll be hard for transport, because transport fare now for Santana, I think like 2,000. So where will be the first plane at 500? So for now, we will be willing for go very bad, then Malaba transport. Yeah, expensive. Now a very nice bar, but it don't drive for, it don't help most of the side, only for agriculture.
To many in the region, Senator Simon Chidiacho, one-time Prime Minister of the Republic, was one of the refined politicians in recent Cameroon's history, one who climbed the political ladder from grassroots to top, and one who shaped the political landscape of this country.
He was one of the best politicians that we had in this region, and he was fatherly, his approach was fatherly, and he made sure that where they were misunderstanding somewhere, he tried as Prime Minister to quell the disturbances. It is a sad story that he has passed away at this time. So we are going to join others to bury him.
He will be remembered as one of the best PMs in this country. The region mobilized and prepared to receive his remains and tell him bye-bye as we meet to part no more.
While Cameroonians gather to pay their last respect to former Prime Minister Simon Chidiacho, Prime Minister, Head of Government Chief Dr. Joseph Jangute is equally in the Northwest region to represent the Head of State, President Paul Biya. My Major Prime has a team. Stay tuned. We'll bring you updates in subsequent programs only on the African Eye. Away from that, Minister of Public Health Manauda Malachi was in the Far North region recently to respond to the urgent needs of the hemodialysis center. Aside responding to the needs of the center, he equally urged the people to go in for their COVID-19 vaccines, as Nora Kakebi tells us in the following report.
The Minister of Public Health in Cameroon, Dr. Manauda Malachi, is on a working visit in the Far North region of the country. The health boss has reassured the population in Marua that the equipment in the hemodialysis center has been upgraded as he promised months ago.
We have this equipment of images and the dialysis equipment. We are going to do our best to ameliorate this equipment.
It should be noted that the ministry has done its best to meet up with the needs and demands of the center in Marua, and most of the equipment have been replaced and ameliorated. Apart from the disturbing situation of the Medical Imaging Center of the Marua Regional Hospital, there is also the issue of the population and, worse still, health personnel who are hesitant receiving the COVID vaccines. The larger population of this region are still not convinced about the genuinity and effectiveness of the various COVID vaccines. According to the health boss, just about 13% of the population of this area has received the vaccines. He therefore urges the population to go for the vaccines, as another vaccination campaign will be launched from the 7th to the 11th of July.
We are going to launch a campaign of vaccination, and the health personnel will play a key role. So we have a change about the vaccination, and we conclude that they are going all to be vaccinated in a few days.
Because COVID-19 is far from over in the country, the health minister further urges citizens, especially the medical personnel, to rather go for the vaccines and stop the feet dragging.
Like I mentioned, our reporters on ground are taking feedback or having a feel of the atmosphere ahead of the official funeral of former Prime Minister Simon Achidi Achu. Let's now get the atmosphere through our special correspondent to the Northwest region, Crise.
It is under tight security that Prime Minister Joseph Dion Ngute crossed the 2 checkpoints leading out of the west and into the northwest regions. The head of government was received by top-ranking administrative and military officials led by the Northwest Governor Adolphe Lele-L'Afrique. Prime Minister John Ngute, it should be noted, is in the Northwest region to personally represent Head of State President Paul Biya at the July 3, 2021 official funeral of Prime Minister Emeritus Simon Achidi Achu. And before receiving Chief Dr. John Ngute at Matazen this Friday, Governor Lele-L'Afrique made a technical stopover at Santa, where some detachments of the defense and security forces were finalizing rehearsals for military honors ahead of Saturday's celebration of the life of former Senator Achidi Achu.
Like you can see yourself, he have taken necessary measures to give him a befitting burial. We came here to assess the preparation, and all is set here in Santa to welcome not only the personal representative of the head of state, but foremost the deceased, who is going to be buried here in Santa. All is ready. The commission have worked tirelessly to make sure all happen tomorrow history here in Santa.
And there goes sunset on preparations here in Santa as the sky promises a calm night. Certainly waiting for tomorrow, Saturday, July 3, 2021, when history is going to write another page, that of saying, fare ye well, Simon Achidi Achu. This is Crise, MMP News.
Thanks, Crise. All roads lead to Santa as Cameroon buries an icon and a political guru. Away from that, the remains of a lady killed earlier today around the Kumbatu stretch is currently in the mortuary, while an injured young boy is at the emergency unit of the district hospital in Kumba. According to sources, armed individuals opened fire at the vehicle. The deceased is a Nigerian lady who left Douala this morning for Nigeria. And in the meantime, the chairman of the Nigerian Union has called for calm while investigations have been opened. Still in the southwest region, Kumbatu Council in Kmer Division has donated some items to common initiative groups and Zoo Technical Center in Kumbatu subdivision. These equipments are part of the 2021 public investment budget of the Kumbatu Council, as our reporter Tamfo Sidwan Dembia tells us.
On Thursday, 1st July 2021, 2 common initiative groups received equipment from the Ministry of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, Social Economy and Handicraft to boost the cassava transformation sector in Kmer Division. And the Zootechnical Center, created in Kumbatu Subdivision, also received equipment from the Ministry of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Husbandry, all through the Kumbatu Subdivisional Council as part of the 2021 public investment budget.
It's coming to you from the government of Cameroon through the Kumbatu Council to encourage you to work even harder so that the population of Kumbatu, Kmer and Cameroon should not lack food.
This was donated by the mayor of the Kumbatu Council, Chief Mbacho Jacob K, who said he was happy that the government of Cameroon is supporting the population of his municipality, but as Oliver Twist, they need more from the government.
They are all going to give that to the beneficiaries, and as Oliver Twist will still ask for more, because the municipality needs more.
To the divisional delegates of small and medium-sized enterprises, social economy and handicraft, these groups were selected to be assisted because they are active in their sector and their activities have also created employment opportunities in the subdivision.
They have big farms of cassava, and so we chose them because we wanted that cassava to be transformed.
The divisional officer of the subdivision, Mr. Edwin Kinyangwana, says the government of Cameroon cares about the people, reason why such support will always come out to boost productivity and development in every sector of the society.
And the government is doing everything to promote initiatives, to encourage initiatives at the local level. And this occasion of today exhibits decentralization in full force.
Receiving the items, beneficiaries express happiness and say the support will go a long way to boost their productivity, especially in the cassava transformation sector.
With this offer,
this is part of the council's objective to transform the Kumbatu council area into a development zone within Meme division and the southwest region.
Yesterday's plenary session at the lower house of parliament had as focus how much cultural activities can contribute to the development of the country. According to some stakeholders, if the recommendations proposed by Honorable Noran Fotsing are implemented, it will start a new chapter in the promotion of cultural diversity in Cameroon to the globe. Henry Wana compiled the following.
It was a heated debate at the hemicycle of the lower house of parliament on the contribution of arts and culture to the development of Cameroon. The members took turns to squeeze the minister and house members on how much stride has been made to better the lives of Cameroonian artists and the need to increase the budget linked to cultural and artistic activities in the country. Honorable Noran Foster, on her part, outlined certain recommendations which, according to her, will go a long way to improve the lives of Cameroonian artists. The need for the government to create investment opportunities such as the creation of cultural institutions and for Cameroonian ambassadors in the diaspora to valorize and promote Cameroonian cultures in their respective areas of jurisdiction, according to the PCR and Wuri East representative, will yield a positive result. However, the recommendations raised by Honorable Foster was gladly received by stakeholders in the culture sector, like the 2016 Afrima winner Wax Day. To him, the unanimous hallmark resolution taken by the members of parliament to move the arts and culture industry from a social enterprise to an economic activity, the building of more performance halls in the country, creating workers' benefit for artists, encouraging investors to join the train and accelerate the creation of federations with state subventions to help operationalize art and culture sector in Cameroon signals brighter days in the business. The artists have promised to continue pressing the government till the set recommendations are fulfilled so that they too can go chest high like their peers in other countries in the African continent where the work of an artist is being valorized.
Over 1,000 women from all walks of life will soon meet in Yaoundé on the 29th, 30th, and 31st of July 2021. A press conference to that effect ended in Yaoundé recently. Fon Quinta in the following report.
A cry for the return of peace and normalcy has been on the lip of every Cameroonian woman, especially those in the two English-speaking regions that have been hit by violent killings, abductions, and multiple abuses on them, their husbands, and children. To again remind the world of the necessity for peace to reign in Cameroon, over 1,000 women from all walks of life will be meeting at the Yaoundé Conference Center.
National Women's Convention for Peace in Cameroon. This will be held at the Yaoundé Conference Center, popularly called Balendo Congrès, on the 29th, 30th, and 31st of July 2021. This first ever National Women's Convention for Peace in Cameroon will send a strong signal that the women of Cameroon are longing for peace.
For 3 days, women peace activists, displaced women and girls, victims of war-related violence, traditional and religious leaders hope to build an alliance that is stronger, louder, and more numerous than those who profit from war.
All together, they will reaffirm the important role of women in the prevention and resolution of conflicts. They will engage in peace negotiations, peace building, humanitarian response, and post-conflict reconstruction.
In preparation for the first ever National Women's Convention for Peace in Cameroon, a press conference to that effect was held at the Frederick Herbert Foundation in Yaoundé yesterday, July 1st, 2021. The convention from July 29 to 31st will also see the active participation of a platform made up of 38 female organization networks from northern regions of Cameroon under the auspices of the Frederick Herbert Foundation, the United Nations Women, several embassies, and the Ministry of Women Empowerment.
You're watching Prime News on My Major Prime. Bike riders in Kumbatu subdivision have been called or urged to be responsible and contributing the socio-economic growth of the municipality. The call was made recently by the divisional officer for Kumbatu subdivision during the launch of a peace initiative. Kamer tells us more.
Bike riders in Kumbatu subdivision have been called upon to take their profession important as they play a vital role in the socio-economic growth of Kumbatu municipality. The call was made by the divisional officer for Kumbatu subdivision, Serge Meke Abel, during the launching ceremony of the Okada for Peace initiative, which took place in Batoke recently. Addressing the population, the divisional officer for Kumbatu subdivision reminded bike riders on the role they play in promoting peace, safety, security in Kumbatu and various communities. He called on them to respect road safety signs as well as passengers who ply their bikes on a daily basis. It is worth mentioning that the town of Limbe and Kumbatu in particular, host of the Kmer Omispo Stadium, will be hosting one of the groups of AFCON 2022 come February next year. Hence, the need for bike riders to be more alert, vigilant, hospitable, and peaceful cannot be overemphasized. Serge Meke Albert cited a recent confrontation between bike riders from Limbe 1 subdivision and bike riders in Limbe 2 subdivision, which warranted the intervention of forces of law and order to step in for peace to be maintained. He warned bike riders who are not registered in their communities to do so or be tagged as criminals, as chiefs have been selected as focal point to bring to other criminals who pretend to be bike riders in the villages.
The moment has come for they themselves to show the way, to be the promoter of peace, to be the promoter of security, so that all the bad names that they used to call them again should be put aside.
On his part, the mayor of Kumbatu municipality, His Royal Highness Chief Wakadanian Diver, pledged to donate 100 helmets and 50% discount for the process of acquiring a document from the council to identify the bike rider as an economic operator within Kumbatu municipality.
Partnering with them, encouraging them to be responsible is a way of nation building and to bring them the spirit of patriotism. And that will help us have a good rapport and relationship.
Other presentations included the regional president of Bike Rider Syndicate for the Southwest region, the director of the Youth's Multipurpose Center Kumbatu subdivision, traditional rulers from Kumbatu subdivision, and the technical team from the divisional delegation of transport for FACO. The population of Batoke equally benefited from a free screening exercise for COVID-19, HIV/AIDS, malaria, and other tropical diseases.
Allengaged Express and the digital gas application has been launched. It was launched earlier today here in Douala. This new initiative will allow easy supply of domestic gas to consumers in Cameroon. Etape Content reports.
C'est le lancement de Allengaged Express et l'application digitale de gaz qui a eu lieu aujourd'hui en présence du gouverneur de la région du littoral, Abouna Moussadi, dans la salle de régime à Rome. Ceci en vue d'apporter une véritable innovation liée à la mise à disposition du gaz domestique qui constituait jusqu'ici un réel problème dans les ménages des clients au Cameroun.
C'est un sérieux problème au Cameroun et dans l'élan d'innovation que Ola Énergie a décidé de mettre sur pied, nous avons pensé qu'il était important d'avoir une solution digitale pour nos clients. Okay? Parce que imaginez-vous un seul instant, vous devez prendre une bouteille de gaz sur un poids de 25 kg, parce que la bouteille de gaz vide, c'est 12 kg, le produit, c'est 12,5 kg, c'est pas évident. La trimballer, avec des risques d'explosion derrière les malades arrière, de la trimballer sur la tête, vous pouvez vous casser la nuque. Alors, nous avons dit, on se propose de mettre à disposition la bouteille à domicile.
En raison de cette équation qui était difficile à résoudre par les clients, Ola Énergie, dans l'élan du changement, vient proposer une solution digitale et efficace. Mais comment fonctionne-t-elle?
iOS ou Android, s'enregistrer, mettre son nom, son prénom, les coordonnées, puis son adresse domicile et l'adresse de livraison, parce que on peut également penser à offrir une bouteille de gaz. On pourra penser à livrer une bouteille de gaz à sa mère, à sa famille. Donc c'est très facile. Le moyen de paiement, on peut payer également par Orange Money, par MTN Money ou par espèce à la livraison.
Plus besoin de traîner une bouteille de gaz vide avec soi, car avec votre téléphone seulement, un seul clic suffit pour résoudre le problème d'approvisionnement difficile en gaz.
In sport, the race to the Challenge Cup of Cameroon enters its quarter-final stage this weekend with mouth-watering games on the menu, especially that of Racine de Bafoussam against Cotton Sport of Garoua to be played in Beritoua. For a preview of sporting activities that will take place this weekend, listen to Henry Wana.
Cameroonian sport lovers, especially those of football, volleyball and cricket, are definitely going to have a busy weekend. As part of its 2021 Development Action Plan, the Cameroon Cricket Federation will be organizing its 2021 Joint Cricket Domestic League and Cup of Cameroon tournament for both the male and female categories as from Saturday, July 3 in Yaoundé. The 12 senior male and 10 female cricket clubs in the contest have been segmented into different pools. While the male category will be played in 3 pools, the female category will run in 2 pools. The qualified clubs from the championships will proceed to the Cup of Cameroon race, beginning with quarter-finals at each category. However, the under-20 Indomitable Lionesses will be in action this weekend against their Moroccan counterparts in a double-header friendly game, which is the first outing of recently appointed head trainer Josephine Dumo. The choice of Morocco should not be misjudged by football pundits, owing to the fact that Morocco is to host the 2022 Senior Africa Women's Cup of Nations, and a good number of players in her under-20 squad might definitely join the senior team. The Atlas Lionesses of Morocco have been in Cameroon since last Monday to get acclimatized to our beautiful country prior to their clash on Sunday, July 4. Nevertheless, quarter-final games of the Challenge Cup of Cameroon have been scheduled this Sunday, July 4, 2021. Racine de Bafoussam shall face Cotton Sport of Garoua at the Beritoua Municipal Stadium. The Reunification Stadium in Douala will play host to 2 big games, AS Dibamba against Union Sportif of Douala and Option Sport of Limbe against the Zastre of Douala. Meanwhile, the 2021 Camte Volleyball Championship gets into its quarter-final stage this Saturday, July 3 at the National School of Public Works in Yaoundé. 7 clubs in both the female and male categories are in the contest with mouth-watering games not to miss. Aigle Dungandere will take on Club Efulan, Mountain Stars shall face Inyong Ekele, and Bafia Volleyball Evolution will wrestle with Bafang Volleyball Club, all games to be played during the morning session. While later in the day, Cameroon Sport Volley will take on SOS de Tigaza and Dynamique de Douala shall toss the coin with forces armées et police.
Thanks, everyone. Now, with that, we end today's edition of Prime News on My Major Prime. Thanks for being with us from Monday to this moment. See you next Monday at 6:30, God willing, for another edition of Prime News on My Major Prime. Faith Tata Bernier coordinated the news, produced by Ewane Eline Nolinga. My name is Genda Belgian Blanche King. Stay tuned at 7 p.m. Cameroon time. Prime Hour will be live. Enjoy a fresh edition of the program and stay blessed. Happy viewing. Good night.